Ladies and gentlemen, creative community actors, performers, artists out there, motivational people, whoever you beautiful communities out there are. This is Jeff Lopes from Jeff Knows Inc. And this is the Coach MC from the Coach MC studio. We're setting stuff up. It's happening right now in this moment. This is our new studio here in Miami Beach. This is my first guest here. Back to back, we're having this great conversation, hopefully again. And I couldn't be more pumped and more excited to have such an incredible, motivational, inspirational person on the show. Jeff Lopes, how are you, my man? Thanks for stopping by.
I'm so excited, man. That intro, and that's just your energy, brother. I mean, I got to smile. As you're talking, I got to smile your ear. So this is going to be a fun conversation. It was the first time. I'm sure it's going to be today as well.
It's Thank you so much, man. I mean, it sounds so banal and mundane and common knowledge. I just love what I do. I just love helping
Yeah.
people. I just love getting that feedback, and that's where I get my energy from. And of course, if you see that the results are coming in and people are commenting positively, like on our last talk, like so many incredible comments and beautiful kind of little messages here and there on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube as well. So this is what we're looking for, to create a thriving community that really can rely on each other and take bits and pieces out of all of our experiences and kind of plaster them together to create something unique for themselves, right?
Yeah, I love that. I love the word community you said there because you never realize how important community is till you're going through a situation in your life.
Ding dong. So I wanted to talk about dreams, and we're still fitting into that category, but is it possible that sometimes we stupid little human beings need a slap in our face to kind of wake up and realize the beauty of being alive and then kind of set our mind to the things that really matter in life?
I think we all go through those moments, Lorenzo. It's. There's moments in our lives that we can sit back and just focus on and be like, that happened and that woke me up. But
Mhm.
we go on to our day-to-day routines and we slip into these routines
Mhm.
where we forget
Mhm.
about that. We
Mhm.
wake up, we work, we got projects, we got our family, we got groceries, we have the gym, we're just constantly go, 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 and we slip into it. And every once in a while, something happens, and it's just like, damn, I need the refocus. And I mean, those are the moments. And once they happen, it transcends us into a situation where it's like now or never. And we start understanding the currency of time and how important it is. And we're not going to get it back. So
Right.
once we understand that and we start really living at our fullest with this quote unquote no regrets, everything starts harmoniously just working perfectly together, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got 72 years on average on this beautiful traveling
Yeah.
rock, right?
Yeah.
So how do we want to use those 72 years, right? If we're looking back at the time, there is this beautiful thing when you go to art school. One of the first things my art teacher kind of told me to is like, yeah, draw a line. Okay, I drew a line. Okay, this is your life. Okay, now jump to the end of your life. And I got this also in my book. And it's like, okay, I jumped to the end of my life. Now look back to the line. What did you do? It's like, okay, I partied, I listened to music, I crazy like it. Okay, so kind of compress all that stuff, in a digit. How many years did you party? It's like, okay, let's say 2 years. Okay, how many years did did you kind of spend on stuff that is really not important in terms of delivering traction and meaning and purpose to your life? And
Yeah.
okay, maybe 3 years. Okay, but boom, and you see like 10 years of your life, quote unquote, wasted for something that you can't really bring
Yeah.
into another realm. What can you bring into the other realm? Experiences that are valuable, that were kind of meaningful, that had a purpose, that kind of triggered a reaction, and that triggered a chain reaction. So art is that, right? To give purpose to your actions that will eventually trigger a reaction to your action, because it's meaningful, it has something, and it's tangible. People can appreciate it or not, but they have an opinion to it, because in a way they can't get around it. It means something, and then you can say, well, I like it, I don't like it, but at least people thought about what you've created. If you waste, quote unquote, your time with stuff that is not meaningful, where people don't even have an opinion about it, when it just kind of just slips away, right, like you said, into the routine of every day. And by the way, of course, I'm not saying all the fathers, all the parents out there that have to do a lot of stuff during the day
Yeah.
that they don't like, which is just a routine and a habit, just setting up the apartment, cleaning stuff, getting their children to school. Of course, that is meaningful. It's a routine that is meaningful. But we need to wake up and ask ourselves, when was the last time I've created something for myself, like a piece of art, like, just a note that had something to it. Like, what I love about the States is everywhere I see quotes. Like in Europe, it does there is not there, you don't find that culture. Everywhere you go here, you see quotes that are somehow meaningful. It's little things on a cup of coffee, where it's a billboard, over the entrance of a coffee place, or look at this, what's happening here in the background at your place, right? There's always kind of something triggering your imagination. And I think, like, in the end of what we do here, it's like, what have we done to trigger the imagination of someone else?
Yeah.
Because that is our legacy. And people are so focused on the now. Now I have to accomplish something for myself. I have to make money. I have to be super rich and super wealthy and super famous. But in the end, the legacy is what lasts. It's still known today, even though he existed probably like 5,000 years ago. Einstein is dead, but he's still very meaningful. He left us a legacy, exactly like Steve Jobs and all these people. They trigger our imagination. They use this lifeline to do something that kind of, was polarizing, but still, it was something. It had substance.
There's a few things you said there, Lorenzo. Is one, I just wanted to say something too, as a dad and as somebody that really focuses on helping other fathers understand their purpose and living to their fullest with their children, how we word certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you hear a lot of dads will say, I got to go pick up my kids. No, you get to pick up your kids. I got to go home for dinner. No, I get to come home for dinner. Understanding how we word certain things will set triggers in our mind.
Yes.
And I think we need to be positive and understand that those moments are special. Being able to sit down with your kids and have a dinner, being able to pick them. My kids are in high school. They're 15 and 16. I still drive them to school every morning. I love it. I pick them up every time I can. I love it. And is having those moments that I could do things with them and build memories. Another thing too is time is very crucial and very special and very, it's the only thing we can't get back. And understanding that and understanding that we have to, on a regular basis, reevaluate how we are spending that time. What legacy, whether you said we're creating something that's going to leave a legacy, creating something that, but also understanding that there's a lot of people in your lives that shouldn't be there. And not being scared to eliminate those people that are wasting your time. And that's something I do on a regular basis. I look at certain individuals in my life and I really evaluate whether they should be in my life or not. Doesn't mean you have to cut them out. You just cut out the time you're spending with them, because you need to be as positive as you can. Especially when I was diagnosed, from November 23rd, there's probably a handful, maybe 10, 12 people that knew what I was going through. And I did it on purpose. I needed to stay focused. I didn't need the negative energy. I didn't need everybody trying to be a hero in my life. I needed to be my own hero. Right. And sometimes you really have to look at those people. And then when I did announce it after surgery, after I was home safe in February 18 or 19, when I finally announced it, like almost 4 or 5 months later, at that point, I saw and I instantly reacted to how people reacted to the news. And you had the positive, you had the great people. I had over 600 messages within like a 48-hour period. Fantastic, amazing. But you also had a lot of people that they didn't know how to react to it. And I'm so happy I didn't tell these people, because instead of giving you positive energy, they would come with this negative energy and conclusions. And I think you have to really evaluate your time you spend with these people in your life. So really evaluating who's in your life at all times is very important. And then at the same time, just like I said, as a parent, really knowing how to appreciate those little things you do with your kids, because man, time flies by, man. Time flies by.
And I think the reason for that is why we slip into those routines and don't realize what we're actually doing and just functioning instead of, creating, maybe, is because we don't have dreams, right? We are afraid of. I always remember the never ending story where the father was telling to the kid, is like, no, stay with your feet on the ground. No, stay rational, right? Stay logic, right? This is the real world, right? This is materialism, right? It's all about that. Can you touch it? Yeah, then it's real. If you can't touch it, it's not real. It's not true. Yeah. It's even more real if you can dream it. The implication sometimes for a lot of people is difficult to grasp, because they think, okay, dreams need to be super big, right? And then they are not tangible, right? Yeah. There's no traction behind a super cloudy metaphysical dream that is maybe also unrealistic to achieve. So small dreams are still dreams, right?
Yeah.
Small little missions that you can include in your life, that you want to achieve, things that you want to conquer for yourself. Maybe, speak a little bit of Spanish by the end of the month, getting 15 Spanish words every day, 5 words every hour, whatever it is, make it small, make it tangible so you can get traction behind it. And then you see the results.
Yeah.
And out of those little mini missions, all of a sudden there is this big dream cloud that, becomes more and more real, that becomes more and more your reality, because you turn your dreams into reality by those little affirmations, by those little steps, by those little mini missions that you can achieve.
It's almost a domino effect, right?
Yes.
It's exactly what that is, because I mean, you could take what you said and use it towards anything in life. Somebody that wants to lose 60 pounds, they're not going to be like, I got to lose 60 pounds. That's the end result. What am I going to do today? Today, I'm going to start drinking a glass of water. Tomorrow, I'm going to start walking 5 steps. And you're setting these little domino effects where every day it start adding and adding and adding. You start reaching your goals. And you could talk about sport, athletes, anybody. I mean, you never have an end result. I want to make a professional team at 12 years old. I want to be a professional footballer. It's not like that. It's like, okay, I got to make this team. I got to do train this. It's this slow progression, but time flies by. And if you consistently stick with your mini
Yes.
goals, those bigger ones start achieving. And I
Yes.
think another thing is what you're saying is, with these big dreams, is a lot of people don't take those opportunities or those chances, is that they're scared of, they have that fear of failure.
Yeah.
That fear of failure, which is, failure is just an opportunity to learn. And as long as you understand that failure is just an opportunity to learn, failure is just a way to understand that, hey, like, okay, now I know what not to do. Let's start again.
Exactly. Now I know
That's
what to do.
all it is.
Beautiful. It's the
That's
universe
all
giving
it
you
is.
for free the advice that you need in order to become a master
Exactly.
of whatever thing you want to master. I have this athlete that I coach. He's a beautiful guy. He's a football player, like a soccer player for you, for the North American viewers, and he's a defender. Right, he works in the back line. He has this huge responsibility of not conceding any goals. Right, he works in front of his goalie, and so when we started working, he was like, okay, so how should I improve my defending? It's like, we're not talking about your defending. It's like, what? We're not talking about that. You're a pro in that. That's your routine. Let's talk about scoring goals. It's like, what? I'm a defender. It's like, exactly.
Yeah.
You need dreams. You need something new. Defending, why are you working with me? He's a very young guy. He's like, yeah, because I want to get this, I want to get that. Yeah. Look, you get up every morning at 6:30. You do your yoga session. You get your juice in your system. You go to the training ground. You train for 3 hours straight. You come back. You have your sleep. Then you go to your afternoon workout session. Do you need me to do that? You already got that incorporated. You need dreams. You
Yeah.
need to, kind of progress. Let's work on your scoring sheet. Now, in 3 months, he scored 4 goals and he made an assist for a goal, which is kind of spectacular, right? And he's also in the interviews like, yeah, this is my mental coach. It's not, no, it's not my mental coach. It's not me. It's your dream of doing something unusual and new and unexpected. Don't waste time for the routines that you got installed already. And I think what you just said is totally spot on. People are just afraid of getting out of their habit zones, of their comfort zone, of trying something where they could potentially fail. And this is what he told me too. Is like, yeah, but I'm not good with the header, and sometimes, yeah. So let's exercise headers to score goals. And he got back from our first session. It's like everybody on my team is laughing at me because I'm trying to score goals now and during the training sessions. And it's like, exactly. How does that feel? And it's like, kind of great, and it sucks at the same time. Now we got it. Now this is the crunch zone. This
Yeah.
is where the juices are flowing. When you feel ridiculous, but also kind of excited about it because you're doing something new, this is the universe showing you, okay, this is the new place where your greatness is coming from. And of course, the key to unlock that is through going through that date of fear and
Yeah.
unknown and what's happening here. But you need
I
those
think that,
dreams and those big dreams as well, otherwise you won't achieve any progress, any evolution in your life.
yeah. And I think it's we have to look at, there's always somebody, whether it's in a different field, an athlete, an entrepreneur, somebody that has achieved something that everybody said they would never achieve. And you could indirectly allow that moment or that situation to mentor you. And I mean, there's always people that take opportunity, take chances. And I mean, I started my first company at 17. Like I have never had a fear. I've never had a fear because my mindset is if I fail, you get up, you do it again. And
Mhm.
I've always had that mindset. And I think that's allowed me to be an entrepreneur for 27 years, allowed me to help my son get from possible wheelchair to running a marathon. It's always that mindset where it's like, let's not stop. Let's not stop. Because I understand if you don't stop, it'll eventually happen. And I think you're a perfect example. I'm sure anybody in your situation could have been very comfortably on a soap opera, doing well, having a beautiful career. Who the hell in there, you're in your 40s, picks up and decides to change their life around, not bring any of their damn clothes and be like, I'm going to buy all new clothes. I'm going to buy, I think I'm moving to the US. I'm starting a new life. I want to start a family. Like most people at that stage in life, like, I lived more than half my life. I'm comfortable. I'm doing well. I'm just going to enjoy my life. I'm going to, no, you're starting it all over again. And it's that openness of that curiosity, that openness to understand that there's so much more in this world. There's so much more adventure to see and do. That is inspiration for other people to follow. And I think it takes those individuals, those trailblazers, to create those moments to see that it is possible. And I love that. I love that you're doing that. And I'm a true believer that everybody should be able to do it. Just sometimes you just have to look for that person who's done it to give that extra push or motivation to get there, right?
Yes, absolutely. Not be afraid to reach out and ask for help. A lot of my acting clients, sometimes we work on certain roles that they have to perform on set, right? Not only for the auditions, but when they're booked and they come back as like, how was your day on set? It was mediocre. It's like, why? Because the director wanted me to do this and I didn't really understand that. And then the other actor told me like to kind of cut that line and I didn't really understand that. And then, the lighting departments told me like to stand here, but it didn't really work for me. And it's like, wait, stop. Did you ask why?
Yeah.
It's like, just ask why. Why should you do that? What is
Yeah.
the reason? Because once you understand it, you can break it down. Once you break it down, you kind of internalize it. Once you internalize
Yeah.
it, it stratifies, and then all of a sudden it makes sense. And then there is no rebellion against the direction, the movement, the question, the comment anymore. Now it gets implemented into your workflow. But if you just stand there and just accept it and you just kind of execute it again, instead of executing, start creating, start asking
Yeah.
questions, and
Yeah.
maybe throw in your opinion. It's like, okay, I understand what you want me to do, director, but I have the feeling that it would be like better if I start from the other side of the room and then I move towards the glass of water that I'm supposed to pick up while I'm saying lines. And maybe the director goes, oh, that's actually a great idea, and then the collaboration starts. Instead of
Yeah.
being afraid again, oh, I don't want to show myself as being vulnerable or somebody who doesn't know, so I just do it, even though I don't feel comfortable with it. Just ask questions, ask why. And then all of a sudden it makes sense. The collaboration starts and you get into the work. Like you are saying, it's not like I have to bring my kids. I get to bring my kid. Oh, I have to be on set. No, I get to play the role. No, I have to book the role. No, you get the chance to show during the audition what your character looks like, what your interpretation of the character looks like during the audition.
Yeah.
Not the mindset, oh, I do this, if not, oh, stupid bitches, they don't understand me. No, they do understand you, but sometimes we just have to ask questions and to make it clear for ourselves why we're doing the stuff that we're doing.
But how many people live their whole life and never seem to ask a question? That's the worst part. You always hear, I mean, what's the one thing most people have on their deathbed is regret.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that regret is a constant for, I would say, most individuals. It's a constant thing they're constantly living with. They're constantly regretting not making that phone call and that loved one passing away, or they're constantly not taking that opportunity for that job and seeing one of their friends or their peers getting that position. I think that fear of failure stops us from asking those questions that gives us the opportunity. And I think the minute you allow yourself that courage to be able to do it and not be scared and understand that if you fall, you wipe yourself up, you get back up, you do it again, you do it again. And eventually there is a reward at the end of that tunnel. And you have to keep pushing through it. And once you understand and you go through it, I think it takes that one time to go through it. And
Yes,
once you go
I totally
through it,
agree. Once you
it's
break the barrier. Yes.
That's it. That's
Yes.
it. You understand it. It's okay. And I
Yes.
think most people have to start taking those opportunities because, man, the amount of people that look at life and there's that perfect. I think it's a Pixar movie Up. You ever watch that?
Yes. Always
One of them.
cry with this 20 minutes intro. It's incredible. I look at it, it's just incredible.
Oh, yeah. Anybody that doesn't bring a tear to your eye the first 20 minutes of
You are
that
a robot. Something is
yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah. It's just it's that regret. You're always waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There is no perfect time to eat
Plus,
healthier. There is
if
no
the
perfect time
perfect
to
time kicks
exercise
in,
more.
right, and if the perfect time kicks in that you were, that perfect alignment you were waiting for to finally start, and now let's assume that perfect alignment all of a sudden changes. What is it that you will do? You wait for another perfect alignment?
But that's what most people do. They wait for to have enough money saved, or they wait for that time in their life to take that opportunity, or they wait for, oh, I gotta wait. My kids have to be old enough before I take this job opportunity or take this career opportunity. There is no time. Life has a way of figuring itself out.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
if you
true.
take that opportunity, it'll figure itself out. The sun's going to come up every single day. There's a way that shit's going to make things happen. And you have to understand that it's just, you have to take those opportunities because you don't know when they're going to come again.
Again, we're coming back to the concept. These people don't have dreams because if you have a dream, then you're not waiting for the perfect time to start to
Yeah.
kind of realize that dream for yourself because it's not tangible, it's not strong enough, it's not power, it's not delivering you traction. Because if you
Yeah.
have that dream, you don't wait. We're a good example for this. I mean, 6 years ago, I got married with my wife in Vegas, right? We married in a Ferris wheel, right? The highest Ferris wheel on planet Earth. And overseeing Nevada and Colorado and Arizona. It was just amazing. And then we kind of, after 45 minutes, we got down and my wife told me like, I really want to stay here. I don't want to go back to the to Europe anymore. It's like, are you serious? Like, yeah, I love it here. It's like, me too. I mean, you don't have to ask me. It's like, okay, how can we make this possible? It's like, we need a green card. Okay, let's get a green card. How can we get the green card? We need to talk to a lawyer. Okay, how can we talk to a lawyer? We need to find the right lawyer for us. Okay, how we do that? Yeah, we call a couple of friends. We search on Facebook.
Micro.
6 years later, we're living in Miami Beach. We got our green card. The studio is now here. And yes, it was maybe a foolish move, like a lot of people over there in Germany, of course, being more rational, more severe, and not as crazy as I probably, or maybe they haven't discovered their craziness yet because I'm not special in any terms, in any ways, in any means. Maybe I've just at a very young stage of my life, I've discovered that I'm crazy and I went with it. And I said, you know what? I love my craziness. I love my chaos. I love to doodle and scramble and draw all over the place and being creative all the time. I'm good with it. I don't want to kind of, neglect that or push that back because it's not understandable. Sometimes my drawings are not understandable. Sometimes my rap songs are not understandable. I will figure it out during the way what they mean to me. Not always everything we do in the very instant that we do it makes perfectly sense. But a couple of months later, weeks, days, years maybe, we realize, no, I know why I did that. Now it makes perfectly sense. Now I can add that puzzle piece into the mosaic, into the grand scheme of things.
I got to jump in there. 2 seconds. I apologize. I got to jump in there because
Absolutely.
everything you're saying right there, that's curiosity, that's adventure, that's fun, that's laughter, that's enjoyment. Think of every single person on this earth when all those five things happen at once when you're a child. And as a child, you're always smiling, you're always laughing, you have joy, you have curiosity, you have adventure. You create these, you grab a toy and you create this story behind these toys, or you create a fort, you create these stories and these adventures behind these forts you create. And as we get older, those dreams start slipping away.
Mm-hmm.
That curiosity starts slipping away. That adventure, that fun starts slipping away. Everything you're saying here is still your child within, still being able to do this all, which is so special. And as you're saying that, I'm having joy. It's infectious. I'm smiling. It's infectious. And you have to understand that as we become numb to the world, because we're all going to have suffer, we're all going to have pain, we're all going to lose loved ones, we're all going to have a breakup or a divorce or an injury, or there's so many things in life that are going to happen that are going to numb us and make us feel negative and make us feel pain and make us feel regret, and we slip away from that joy and that love of life. And the minute we can slowly start finding that love of life back, everything starts happening again. Look, you said the Ferris wheel, this that joy, that smiles, and it makes those goals, because most people wouldn't want to last 6 years for one goal. It took you 6 years to get this goal, but you had that joy and that excitement and that and those thoughts of that moment of like, we're on the Ferris wheel, we want to be here. You didn't lose those thoughts, which is that curiosity, that fun, that adventure. You didn't lose it, and that's why you're here. That's why you're in Miami right now. And the minute we become adults, we slowly start slipping that away because we have bills to pay. We have to start finding that joy. Like,
You
I
know
go
what
to
it
baseball
is?
with my son 2 to 3 times a week. I go to baseball with my son, and I'm back catching for him. And I'm like, I have that joy. I'm like, I'm loving it. I feel like a little kid again. We need to have that on a regular basis in our lives.
Yes, sir. And you know what it is, Jeff? I think to most of the people out there on this planet, fear, as paradox as that sound, is something that they can control. You know, reflexes that we have in our reptilian center. The oldest stem of our brain is 6 million years old. Fear is one of the first things that was implanted there from the grand designer up there, because, of course, in the beginning, it was healthy because fear could tell us, like, all right, this is not prey, this is threat. All right, this is not good weather, stay in the cave, right? All right, this is dangerous, this is fire, right? So have fear, kind of, having fear back then 6 million years ago helped us to survive. And so it's something that we can control. It's something innate. Joy, curiosity, the love for life is not controllable. It's not in our control. And things happen to us, we have to deal with them. And so they are not in our direct control. And so that's why we're afraid of being, joyful, of being curious, which is a
Yeah.
paradox in itself, because we don't know the outcome, right? Because from one moment of the other, of course, there's new news coming in or something, and a new vector, a new type of information, and we have to deal with that. And so people, they like to stay on the fear side because this, at least they know what it feels like. They
Yeah.
know how it looks like. They know what the countermeasures are.
Yeah.
Instead of, going on the fun side where, things are a bit crazier and a bit more chaotic and you don't know how to deal with it immediately right now. But in the end, you will figure it out. Just trust yourself. Have
Yeah.
those big dreams working for you. Have a big dream, break it down again, break it down again. And when you have like the minimum, starting point, that's when you start. That's where you go. And then you kind of, collect the information, collect the help, ask, and make it your habit to be curious, even though it's not controllable, even though it's not in your direct circumference. Then, add some layers to it. It's not that hard. It's
No.
it's not that difficult.
And surround yourself around like-minded
Yes.
people.
Yeah.
That is so important too,
Yeah.
right? Your environment. God, I was a young teenager, and I remember my dad always saying to me, like, tell me who your 5 friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. Like, surround yourself with people that are adventurous, that want to live life. It just, you wake up, you set yourself at such a higher vibration, at such a higher moment of understanding of there is more to this than a day-to-day numb routine.
Misery
There's
likes
more to
company, right? You can go into a
100%.
bar, and you can tell by the faces, by their posture, by how they're drinking, what they're drinking. Let's have some company in my misery. I was like, oh, miserable. Oh, mine too. Oh, it's controllable, right?
Yes.
And you go to the nerd, to the geek who's sitting in the corner, right? Who's working on or drawing something or looking at the, it's like you go to him, it's not controllable. It's like, how is life? I don't know. It's crazy, it's chaotic, it's uncontrollable. Oh, no, 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 no. This guy is crazy. I don't want to deal with him. Yeah, but strange enough, this guy is gonna make $1 billion, and the other guy is gonna spend his money on, on booze or stupid things.
Yeah.
He's not gonna evolve, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody should aim for those $1 billion, for those big checks. Like dreams can be small dreams, but enriching your life. So you're enriching your community, and as a feedback loop, your community will make you feel better as well. And then you create a healthy, circle of trust with people that really kind of empower you, and you empower them back. And sometimes it's also like having them in the room and being quiet with them and just enjoying a game, enjoying just looking
Yeah.
out at the window, sitting on the porch, having a steak, whatever it is. But that's the quality we're talking about.
This
Those
energy, right? I mean, I love you said that, because sometimes your most special moments are when no one's saying nothing.
Yes,
People are just, you're just enjoying the company,
yes,
enjoying the moment, being present, being present. I think that's something we didn't even dive into. A lot of people never spend the time to look down at their feet and be present, be at that
Yes,
moment.
for sure.
Like, enjoy that we are here. Like you said, you've said it more than once. You did on my podcast. The average person 72 years around this earth. Like, be present, because those 72 years go by very, 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 very quickly. You hear a lot. I mean, there's huge entrepreneurs like Gary Vee and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, life is so long." No, it's not.
It's
Life
definitely,
is so damn short. It
yes.
is so short. And you just, man, I'm sure you could sit back and think of 2022 New Year's. It feels like yesterday. We're already going to June. Like, where's the last 6 months gone? Time flies by. So we have to understand that. And the sun's going to come out every day. The sun's going to rise. Sun's going to set every day. We have to make the most of those 24 hours that we do have every single day and enjoy it. And you said your goals, they don't have to be massive. Your goals could be just live a great life and see your children succeed. That is okay. But live it to the fullest. Build memories with them. Go on road trips. Go on trips with them. Don't have to make a ton of money. Go home. Spend the time with them. Be present. If you only have an hour a day with your kids because you're busy, turn off your damn phone and be
Turn
present.
off your
Ask them
damn
how their day
phone
was.
and shut up.
Build a conversation with them.
Yes.
Understand what's going on with their life. Be a present parent. Be a present to your spouse, to your partner, right? When you have the opportunity to.
Have a big dream, creative community. Break that dream down in little missions. Have small goals working for you to achieve those missions, to work towards that bigger dream. Don't be scared to pivot. Once you adapt to it, you will find the flow, and you're still in the way of achieving something for yourself. That means you're taking accountability over your actions. You have control over your energy, and you are doing what your purpose on this planet is, to live a fulfilled life with all its exploration. Does that mean that it will always succeed? That will you make billions of dollars and will you buy a house in Malibu? Maybe, maybe not. But it definitely means that you are happy because it's you doing this stuff. It's you creating that energy. It's not you waiting like a parasite for input and kind of executing on something somebody else told you to do. It's you putting the energy out there and make yourself heard, make yourself recognizable by your actions. Now we have a silhouette. Now we have a sharp edge. Now we have an identity. And whether that's small or big, it's your identity. Nobody can take that away from you. Listen to your intuition, because definitely that's ultimately the way of freedom, how it expresses through you and with you. And all those little things that combine together will create that grand picture. Just trust your gut and go with the flow. Don't try to kind of, because you don't know. You don't know what will happen. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. But what we know is how we can dedicate ourselves to the fullest on how to create a great day today, and then tomorrow, and then the day after tomorrow. And this is how we build up our cathedral of success. Thank you so much, Jeff Lopes, for coming over. You're such an incredible guy, man. It's always amazing talking to you. I believe, and I'm pretty sure our respective creative communities can get a lot of this conversation. Please subscribe to his channel, to his podcast, to his incredible content. Jump over to the COACHMC studio and subscribe to us as well. Leave us a like if there's anything we can help you with. If it's Jeff to kind of, structure a new life, create something amazing for yourself. If it's me creating great art, because life is art, and you want to step up your creative game a little bit, don't be afraid to contact me. Reach out for a free trial class, and let's see what we can do. And if we're a great match, let's start the adventure.
This is awesome, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you're doing. And man, a great conversation. Like, again, this is back to back amazing. Thank you, buddy.
See you soon, guys. Thank you so much.